So I want to welcome
Thanks.
everyone to our weekly Earthstock Eco Spiritual Summit, August 19th to 25th. This is our weekly kind of production meeting, synergizing, activating the unified field. It's also a time that we onboard new people who might have questions. And we also are on the verge of potentially closing down registration soon. We've had an amazing response, but there'll be documents shared today. There'll be website links. There'll be all the information that you need. And at the end, we will have questions. So with that, I want to pass the opening of our meeting today to Dana Tomasino, who we're honored to have her involved in this community event to kind of bring us to coherence and do an opening. So welcome, Dana.
Thanks, Michael. Aloha. And thanks, Claudia, for passing that on. All right, so let's just start by taking a few deep breaths together, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in. And breathing out. And as we become more still and present within ourselves, let's shift our focus of attention to the area of our heart, right in the center of our chest. And let's feel like a warmth, an energetic presence there in our heart center. Let's continue our breathing, focusing on breathing actually as though our breath were coming in through the heart and then back out through the heart. So breathing in and out. And breathing in and out. And as we continue to breathe gently and deeply through the heart, let's activate in our heart a feeling of appreciation or gratitude, really feeling that emotion in the heart space. We can bring to mind anything we feel grateful for, including just being here together in this gathering, grateful for one another's presence. And as we breathe that feeling of appreciation through our hearts, we can imagine our heart fields beginning to connect and to merge together, becoming one greater, amplified, coherent heart field. And let's just breathe some love and appreciation into that amplified, collective, coherent heart field to help anchor it and strengthen it as the container for this gathering. You can feel that field like a golden rose-colored holodome that surrounds us and that is open to all the cosmic facilitation that we so gratefully receive and is open to the energy of the earth supporting us. And we ask for all help of light and love to facilitate us in this gathering.
Progress.
Okay, so as we go forward, let's just keep our consciousness anchored in that collective, amplified, coherent field as we, contribute to this meeting and be conscious of that beautiful facilitative container that we've created.
Great.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dana, and thank you everyone for showing up at this incredibly inspiring and transformational time here on the planet. And we're really honored that we are really launching the next phase of the Earthstock Eco Spiritual Summit as we speak. We've had almost 100 people register, and part of what's happening is with the coherence, we're basically starting to propagate the schedule. And I just want to make sure that we have a very clear way of communicating. As people come into the ecosystem, you will first encounter Tina Marie, who's been kind of stewarding the gate here. We have a very simple way to register. I put the link in the chat. And once you register, we will send you what we call an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, so that we can be very clear and with an integrity in our communications about what people's needs and what your vision is and how to facilitate. The most important thing, even beyond the name Earthstock and this event, is the building of our interconnected, committed weaving together of this family of solutionaries, of visionary people, of projects and initiatives to be able to come together at this time to help accelerate and move forward the grand design of architecting this new paradigm. So I want to start off with briefly just introducing Tina Marie, and she'll have a few notes about just how, if you haven't onboarded, if you haven't gotten into the ecosystem of communication, how to do that. And then we're going to introduce other people. And I would say, let's please distill down our introductions to a minute of what people are doing. While that's happening, I'm going to be sharing information relevant to Dana and Nan and Tina and others who are part of our ground team right now that have been showing up to help midwife and birth this unified field of potentiality. So with that, I want to introduce our head of administration, Tina Marie. So welcome, Tina.
Thank you, Michael. So grateful to be with you all this evening. For the new faces and new beautiful beings joining us tonight, if you could please put into the chat your first and last name, your email, and your phone number so that I can have that information for registration purposes. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Michael.
Tina, is that for everybody or just the ones that haven't done that in the past?
Just the ones, please, that are new to this meeting tonight. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Tina Marie. So I do want to just clear up a couple things. Part of it is as we all become co-creators, and I do want to say this event is a co-creation and a collaboration. It's not even just about Earthstock, the event, which is connected to a nonprofit foundation that I'm connected with. It's really about all of us showing up, activating our superpowers, and bringing these things to this circle. And I will say what's come out of the last couple of weeks of meetings and going to the Eagle Condor gathering in Palenque and the Eighth Fire and many other things is that this is very aligned with this great mending and weaving of this global sacred hoop. And I would even liken it to the prophecies of people like Black Elk. We are coming together, we are mending, we are restoring, we are weaving the sacred hoop. So before I introduce the next person, I just want to say that this is a eco-spiritual summit. Some of it will happen indoors, some of it will happen outdoors. It will be based in Crestone, Colorado, which is an incredible place of healing and vision and pilgrimages for thousands of years. It's also a place where the Mayans, the Kogi, many indigenous communities and spiritual wisdom keepers have come for decades to do ceremony. It's a place where we have 20 spiritual centers, and it's very much what I would call one of the hubs of this emerging new earth paradigm. But for those who won't be here, we want to make sure your voices are heard within this sacred hoop. How we do that is we're going to be doing a global broadcast every day. We're going to be starting each day with Shannon MacArthur doing her collaborative conversations. She'll speak about that in a moment. Then we're going to pivot to other geographical locations, and the event in Crestone broadcast will basically start at 1 in the afternoon. But I just wanted to kind of give people that this isn't a festival. I've talked to people, they're like, who's the headliner? And I say, you're the headliner. You're showing up right now to co-create and to weave and architect this new story, this new narrative as the old falls away. So I just wanted to share a couple key points from the first page of the website that I think help set the coherence and somewhat of elaborating the mission. So Earthstock Eco Spiritual Summit, a 7-day event to rejuvenate your spirit and nature, to learn about traditional knowledge from wisdom keepers, engage in roundtable discussions, weave together with other visionaries, co-create, midwife the collaborative potential, participate in ceremony, enjoy world-class performers and art, heal your spirit, mind, and body, generate lifelong and valuable connections, and architect the new paradigm. So with that, I just wanted to share that as we dive into the event. Again, Tina Marie is getting all the contacts and sharing the registration information. And with that, I want to introduce one of the people who stepped up to co-create, who's hosting every morning panel. I want to welcome from Humanity Rising and Our Heart Garden, Shannon MacArthur. So welcome.
I'm not sure if she's here.
Okay, she might not be here at the moment. So let's go on from there. I do want to say I'm going to share in a moment just some of the details about the event. And again, I want to introduce a couple, let's say, of our production team, and just honor them for being consistently showing up for months now. I'd like to start with, of course, we introduced Tina Marie. I'd like to go over to Nan Claudia, who's helping with production, but also part of our Wisdom Keepers Council. And then I'll introduce a few of our key people. So welcome, Nan Claudia.
Thank you, thank you. Most of you have seen me here. I'm pretty much at most of the meetings. I will be at Crestone, and again, I'm just looking in how I can be of service, where I can be of help. I will be bringing the Maya Kiche tradition, and because that's my lineage. And yeah, just happy to be co-creating this. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So part of being Earthstock is that we're bringing together people from all over the world connected to projects. So I want to introduce another wisdom keeper, part of our council, and also a regenerative genius all the way from Bali. I want to welcome our brother Haidai. If you want to just take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Hello from Bali. I'm just here helping Michael with his vision and supporting from Bali and sharing some of the wisdom that we have here on our lovely island. And that's it. Super excited and super looking forward to sharing with everyone.
Great, thank you. Good to see you. We had a couple-hour marathon last night working on a framework of regenerative structure and regenerative leadership. So again, thank you, Haidai, and excited to have you here in Crestone with us. I want to introduce the next person here. And again, we never know who's going to show up on these calls. We kind of keep them very open and relaxed. But another one of our wisdom keepers is here. And we want to welcome grandmother Gail Thomas. So welcome, Gail. And if you'd like to share an opening and a song, please, if you want to honor us, would appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Michael. I'm so happy to be here and to see everyone, and would love to share a song that came to me in the dream time. And in our tradition, songs come in the dream time because they can help us all heal. So this one We've been singing for a couple of days now, and it really resonated with what Michael was saying about us all coming together. So you're welcome to join me in any way that you'd like. Those who have feathers and choose not to fly are the saddest part of society. Those who have feathers found on the ground, connecting us all around. Spirit to spirit, we fly together. All that surrounds us, feather to feather, song on the wind. Humans begin, life can play, hearts can spin, eyes in sky, feet for earth, joy in heart, nest for birth, spiraling life mates, unity within, living in love, circle again, singing, dancing, stories, silence, taking us all beyond violence, feeling presence, beauty, balance, grounding in heart. Spring brings a new start.
Great. Thank you, Gail. And I do want to mention that if everyone can keep their mics off just for the moment, please. One of the amazing things with this event is we're acknowledging the importance of our indigenous communities and our wisdom keepers and our traditional elders, because for so long, their voices have not always been welcome to the table. So with the Earthstock event, we have a Wisdom Keepers Council that is emerging and meet every week as far as spiritual advisorship and consultation for the gathering. We also have the emergence and communication about the importance of having a grandmother's council too, again, to bring in the traditional knowledge, but also to create the connection and the lineage, and also helping to restore some of the rites of passage. So with that, I want to welcome, to do this event and to truly be Earthstock, not only are we inviting in people from different continents and different races and spiritual backgrounds, but we also have to reach the world. So I want to welcome my brother from Unify, who's going to help us reach the world. And he has, again, all of these people have amazing projects they're doing. I'd like to welcome Michael Kraus.
Oh, let me unmute first. Thank you. And you're talking about the weaving together and the mending, and so beautiful to all of a sudden see people in this room in this production meeting that I know from outside of this Earthstock meeting, and yes, you're showing yourself right now, and so it's really that is the true beauty of our current experience, that the interconnection and the networks and the goes beyond time and space, and so I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to support and yeah, take it from there, Michael.
Thank you. And Michael is part of our Vital broadcast production team. And we meet on Fridays. At the end, I will share at the end a schedule so people can know, because every week we have meetings here in the US. We also have a Europe hub that's been started with people like Kara Stonehouse, Anne Marie, Alenka in Slovenia, Gergana in Bulgaria, and others that are coming online. We also have our weekly Africa meeting with Robert and John and others in Uganda. And we have our Asia and Australia meeting, which is people like Haidai and others coming into the community, Bob Jaco in Australia. And we also, I want to introduce her in a minute, we have some new people showing up from Australia that are doing amazing work. So I just want to go around really quickly and then opening it up to kind of be a working session. I want to welcome in, uh, even though she did the opening, I want to just honor Dana Tomasino so she can share a little bit of what she's bringing to the event so we can start to get a real feel and flavor of that. So welcome back, Dana.
Thanks, Michael. Aloha, everyone. So I'm going to be at Crestone, and it's going to be a really beautiful co-creative event. And I'm going to be bringing my background in heart math. I used to be a researcher at heart math for many years, and I still teach the science and tools of the heart math system and all about the heart's role in consciousness and the science of heart intelligence and the practice of heart intelligence and heart coherence. That's one piece. And then I'm also going to be bringing my work in sacred sound. I use my voice as a conduit for higher dimensional frequencies, and I do what I call sacred sound infusions. And now I have some crystal bowls that I've added to those as well. And I do these layered pieces, and they're just, I don't know, they're like transmissions. They're divinely inspired and infused. And I'm going to be providing that in various contexts at the event. So that's probably good for now. Is that good?
Great. Thank you so much. So again, as we know, we're all so profoundly connected through our different individual hoops and our works and our communities. And again, I just wanted to give acknowledgement right now. A lot of this for me started with being reinvited back into a process of collaboration and co-creation. And I just want to acknowledge our brother, Chief Phil, who I communicated with 8 months ago and basically just said, get your tool belt on, son. There's stuff to do. The eighth fire and the eagle condor and the quetzal and hummingbird are gathering. So the opportunity to be in Palenque with some of the people that are on the call here was truly amazing and activating. And all around the world now, we see the prophecies, the teachings, people are coming together. The old paradigm is falling away, and we're all co-creating and architecting this new earth. And a lot of it is based in traditions. It's based in documents. It's based in the work that's been done for many people, tribal communities, indigenous people, spiritual wisdom keepers, different organizations. So I want to acknowledge another person here on the call who is representing his work with the United Nations Office of the Future. And he's an amazing archivist. I want to welcome from Canada right now, Mitchell Gold. I think your mic might be off, Mitchell. Maybe he had to step away for a minute. So I'm going to move on and we'll come back to him in a moment. Since I'm speaking, and this is like stream of consciousness, I want to just acknowledge right now, there's so many pieces coming together. I personally had a very short interaction, but sometimes it's not the quantity, it's the quality. But I want to acknowledge our brother, Gary Walters, just to share. He's doing amazing work and is carrying big medicine in a lot of the work that's being done. And I just want to honor him and welcome to the circle.
Am I being heard? Or we're waiting for Gary?
You are now. Let's go back to you if we could, Mitchell. I just want to acknowledge Gary and then we'll come back to Mitchell. Are you there, Gary?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Anyways, kind words as always, Michael.
Hi, Gary.
Yeah. Hey, hi there. Yeah, I met that character down in Palenque, didn't I? That's right.
You did.
Mitch, yeah. Anyways, I just I have some time commitment limitations this summer, but I'm just looking forward to cheering the event on. Not sure I can actually make it to the event physically, but just keeping tabs on what's going on has been an honor, and sharing a little bit about my kind of secret project with Michael's been beautiful, and yeah, just looking forward to supporting where I can here and there. A little bit more behind the scenes than most, but I thank you for letting me drop in from time to time in your weekly gatherings here. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say, I put the post up today. I did speak with Adam Yellowbird, and he will be making his way here to Creststone. A lot of has come up in the conversation about obviously working with the land, consulting with the land. This event is not being engineered from the mind of humans. This is something that really I feel has been a spiritual calling. And of course, all of us have been responding to that call for many years and decades. And we've had consultations through Luciana Calibre with some of the Kogi delegates and others. And as we assemble and honor the wisdom keepers and the holders of these traditions, along with grandmothers, more and more of these signs are coming. So I just want to mention to Gary that this morning, as we laid out the poles in the backyard to raise the teepee, I shared a photo of the deers that had sat in the sacred circle and the hummingbirds that were arriving. So there's a lot of spirit and magic happening in many dimensions right now. And for me, always looking towards nature for the advisorship, for the consultation, and for the affirmation that we remember the story that we're all working in collaboration, not only with each other, but with nature itself. And with that, I want to welcome back Mitchell Gold from United Nations Office for the Future.
Hello again, and greetings to Gary. Nice to see you again after Palenque. I'm just curious whether or not the ceremony that was done on the 26th, that everybody listened to it. The presentation by Avalon Riviera Maya, that group, which meets at 11:11 every Sunday, carries some very interesting sounds that we should bathe ourselves in. And if you didn't see it, it's on our website, identified as Amornization Avalon Riviera, May 26th. I recommend that everybody spend some time bathing themselves in that sound. It's other dimensional. I also wanted to suggest that as we expand the internet capacity of this event, that we burn copal or sage or sweetgrass in when we're on the internet, because we need, when we're in group, we always burn it, and while we're in group on the internet, there's nothing that prevents us from also burning it to that we can use the intention of the sweetgrass, copal, or whichever you're using, depending on your tradition. I personally use copal because I've been following the Maya tradition. And my question for Michael is, have you made the connection, yes, with Juan Miguel of Avalon Riviera Maya? Because I think that his team could do an opening session every day of your ceremonies to set the tone of high-end vibration. And maybe you only have him one day, but I think as many days as we could get him there, because from my point of view, and this is just my point of view, Juan Manuel and that team there is the spiritual expression of the UN Office of the Future. And I would also prefer that we just call it the UN Office of the Future and not the United Nations Office of the Future. The UN Office of the Future is different from the United Nations. And I don't want to, I would prefer not to have a confusion in everybody's mind that the UN Office of the Future is a separate organism from the United Nations. The United Nations is a broken system, and we are intending to fix it. And
Great. Thank you so much. And that is a good differentiation. I know there's a whole spectrum of sentiments towards the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of that. So thank you for articulating this. I will say right now we have our Mexico, Central, and South America meeting every week. And there has been communication with Nan Claudia, who actually is, speaks Spanish and from a Mayan tradition. So we are in the process of doing additional reach out. I will say part of this call today is I want to make sure people that even though we're closing our general registration, we have a kind of a VIP invitation to participate letter that we would like to share with people, because if you know people that need to at least have the honor of being invited and know that their voice is seen and heard and respected for the work that they're doing in the world, that's very important. And I just want to say, while Mitchell was on screen, you can kind of see the mandala behind him. Part of the tagline for the event, besides being an eco-spiritual summit, is a full spectrum event for regenerative change. So in the regenerative model, we have to look at the intersection or the wheel of co-creation of how all these various aspects are needing to come together. This is part of the work of the sacred hoop, not just of all of our relatives, of the red, the white, the black, the yellow nations, the grandmothers, the wisdom keepers, of the different spiritual and religious traditions coming together, also including nature, including the elementals, earth, water, fire, and air, and spirit, but also including the animal kingdoms, those that walk, swim, that crawl, that fly. But the way we do this is we have a nice model right now that in all aspects of the human experience, that we're bringing all these pieces together. And when you do the registration form, we'll ask you, what area of the sacred hoop or the wheel do you work in? Is it arts and culture? Is it spirituality? Is it health and wellness? Is it green and regenerative technology? Is it independent media? Is it around economics? Is it around governance? So again, I'm not going to go on to a whole pulpit about that, but I want to ask if you could share into the chat. I can share that too, Mitchell, but we're going to share the wheel. But I just want to keep moving. We have a lot of ground to cover. We have 25 people in the room. And speaking about governance and economics all the way from Colombia, I want to introduce our brother from Gaia Union, Felipe Leal. So welcome, brother Felipe. Good to see you, hermano. Are you there, Felipe?
Yes, arriving, but yes, thank you, brother. And well, nice to see you all, family. Yeah, I guess we are in the crossing moment of many of our paths and many of our visions, long-term visions, holding that that vision. and well, it seems that we need to take a lot of time and attention to what the others have been building and thinking, but also be very efficient in that sense, and basically picking up the pieces that we need to share with others, and then building the puzzle together. So well, I'm happy that we will have this space in person, and hopefully we can still keep the track on some of the digital world, because that's where we have more time and also more capacity to organize things. So we have talked before, when I was in the last meetings, we were talking about start using some of the platforms like Nestor. So I feel we are ready to move to that next step with different people, including all this group. So well, I hope we can start schedule this kind of parallel progress as well. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And I will say this, thank you, Felipe. I know Gaia Union, Felipe and I met 12 years ago at Chichen Itza during the global gathering for the ending of the Mayan calendar. So I know he's been working hard and has a lot like many of us, have many solutions and platforms and gifts to bring forward. And I want to emphasize Earthstock is enough space over the 7 days where every voice will be heard. All of these projects can come to the forefront. I did just put in there, practically speaking, for communication purposes, I just put the link to Telegram and the WhatsApp group for Earthstock Summit, and also the Facebook group. And I want to say we're cross-pollinating ecosystems. I'm not trying to be the network of networks or the this or that. We're weaving together. That's why in this mending of the sacred hoop, we're all weaving, and all of you have amazing gifts and talents to bring. So again, I appreciate the patience. We're going to continue to move rapidly. I want to welcome our brother, Jerry Anderson. I know Jerry Anderson through the Water Protector Gathering out at Standing Rock. He's an amazing steward of Mystic Monastery property in Puerto Rico, and he's also invited a guest here today. So I want to welcome Brother Jerry Anderson.
Well, thank you, Michael. I'm very excited. This project is every day getting a little more pulled together and making more form and shape to it. I had a chance this afternoon to be speaking to somebody I've known for probably 10 years. And he was talking about what kind of regenerative agriculture things that he's working with. And I thought this crew might be excited to hear some of the things that he has to share about actually creating a living, clean energy battery. His name is Alejandro Picker, and I invite him onto the screen now, please. Unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Jerry, for the nice intro. Thank you, Michael. Pleasure to meet everybody here. Yeah, so right now, just to summarize it all quickly, we invented a living battery. We're using a pure carbon and microbe as our energy source, and we're using that to then as well power our quantum phonon device. So I have a quantum company that we are deploying our phonon emitters powered by this microbe so that we can enhance the uptake of nutrients, the production. So we're working with nonprofits and government and private, this and that, so that we're helping to create these programs to help farmers to triple their value, triple their production at no upfront cost to them. And we help them implement, regenerative practices in the sense of a clean energy living battery to a phonon device that can enhance mushroom production and plant production, which also enhances the microbial propagation. So we're supporting the living biome of the earth to revitalize it, and as well utilizing that energy from the decomposition and creating bioavailability nutrients and sequestering nutrients for phonon meaning a packet of sound. So we have photon, we have as a packet of light, phonon is a packet of sound. So we're utilizing this energy source and the electricity from the microbes to produce this energy source, this frequencies, harmonics that we're now proving. We're in multiple university studies. We're making great impact and able to help enhance the plant production and mushroom production and microbial production. And we're using now we're going into a fresh living water algae program where we can demonstrate the ability to use fresh living water algae to enhance plant production while taking the electricity and energy from the algae itself to power and boost the whole production. And we can even do that for the algae and things like that. So that's it's important and powerful in many ways because we can enhance the production of various, tens of thousands of resources through various plants, medicines, food. And we have a lot more going on, but besides that, I'm a Reiki master, I'm a healer, run ceremony, and we do a lot. So lots of excited to get to know everybody more, a lot to share. We have a lot of traction and looking forward to networking and supporting others.
And where are you based?
The long answer, like which planet, or just joking?
No, we're on the planet. We're on Mother Earth.
Yeah, Earth. No, Earth. Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because I just want to make sure, since we have so many different groups on each continent, we're creating these hubs. And I do want to say this because you touch on something really important. Earthstock is a call out to bring together the solutionaries, the visionary people, the architects of the new paradigm. And whether you work with ceremony and spirituality, or you're doing stuff with technology, we are actually midwifing. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but something very special is being midwifed as we speak right now. And there's a series of projects and initiatives and need that's happening around the world to implement regenerative solutions and create the change. And whether we work with sound or frequency or food security or water mediation, all of these things are coming together. I had a meeting this morning, and I don't want to take up too much air talking about the future in the room. We have a list right now of probably about 150 cutting edge solutionaries that are doing work in everything from health to energy to anyway. So I just want to say that that's why this event is a call to bring together the people at this transitional time, at this confluence of all these prophecies and the transformation from the old paradigm to the new. We are the regeneration generation, and it includes the baby boomers, it includes the millennials, it includes the Generation X people. We're all coming together because we have the call to unity to come and help preserve the planet, to conserve, and also to ensure the quality of life and the survival of humanity through all of the changes that are happening on all levels. So I'm not going to get into that too much. So again, thank you for coming on the call. We just want to make sure that you're in the ecosystem, and you could definitely present. So I want to introduce next. She's in Belize. We're going to answer questions in a minute. Everyone, please keep your microphones off because everyone, please turn your microphones off because we're going to get too much bleed through for the recording because we want to share what's happening to the world. But I want to welcome from Belize our sister Carol Sue, and Carol Sue is actually organizing an Earthstock micro and event hub in Belize, and she's brought a lot of amazing people to the table. So welcome, Carol Sue.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm busy still inviting people into the meeting as we speak. So I haven't stopped. I'm loving the project. We will be having drummers from Belize, but we're also going to have the Mayan drummers, and they also will have marimba, if that's okay. Can they have marimba along with that?
Absolutely. Saturday again. Tina Marie, while you brought that up, can you, Tina Marie, please put in the themes for each day, and again, reshare the registration link to make sure people are onboarding as we have this conversation.
We have a beautiful hotel that we're taking over. Is that a beautiful hotel or what? Did you like it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So share with people what you're doing, and also the Drums Around the World event you're planning.
Yes, so we're actually would like to have a tour so that people that can't make it to Crestone can come, and we only have a few rooms, about probably 18 rooms. Some of them are full apartments. People can share, and it's right on the water. It's right across the street from the water, but closer than the water is to most hotels. And great location, restaurants there, and prices are cheap. This is not a 5-star hotel, and it's not a luxurious surrounding. It's just cute and a piece of art, and it's the real belief.
And I will say this: we're not going to get too granular right now. All this information will be up on the website. I see that Shannon MacArthur has shown up. Shannon is anchoring every morning a panel of discussion, and she's with Our Heart Gardens and Humanity Rising, and there's some exciting news about collaboration with Ubiquity University. But she's here now. We introduced her early, but we want to welcome Shannon MacArthur.
Well, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to hear what Carol Sue's doing in Belize. It's almost better than going to Crestone, except that I really want to go to Crestone. Sorry, Carol Sue. I've been working with Humanity Rising for quite a while now, and but not working with them. I work after them. I'm in the after chat. I moderate the after chat, and sometimes the presenters come to the after chat. So I've chatted up a lot of the presenters, and I thought, well, why don't we have some conversations to begin the events that are going on in person in Crestone. So online, we're going to have 2-hour sparkling conversations. It's a spin-off of my name that Spirit gave me, which is sunlight sparkling on the waters. and we're all sparkling. And that's my email address, sparkling with all. It's like it's all a package deal. It's kind of fun. And that's what I want to have is, you know, using the themes of the day to sparkle with others. The first day is women and youth, and I want to talk about how we light the fire in the little kids. You know, how do we get them to sparkle? And so we're going to talk about different things on each day for a couple of hours, and then we're going to go over to the conversation.cc, which is another place where I spend time. I'm going to be there at the top of the next hour, no, an hour and 7 minutes from now, to open Gaia's Zoom room. And we do that every week. But I wanted to bring them into the Earthstock. So I'm having the afterglow at their place after each day.
Beautiful.
Hey, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. So again, I want to just ask for a little more patience. We know there's new people in the room, but we want you to have a sense of the people who have been showing up and are committed to this co-creation. I want to welcome all the way from Colombia, and she is an amazing being, and she holds a lot of knowledge. She's also part of our Wisdom Keeper weaving part of this event, and she's also working directly with the Kogi Council. So I want to welcome my sister, Luciana Calibri from Colombia. Are you there, Luciana? Well, let's do this. I know sometimes there's issues of connectivity. We're going to keep going and we'll come back to her. I just actually met this person recently, and he actually showed up as part of the media and the broadcast element. I want to welcome from Southern California, I believe, if I'm tracking 200 people correctly. I want to welcome Michael Mankinder. So welcome, Michael. Are you there? Your mic's off, Michael?
Yeah, Michael, surprise-o-matic. Honored to be here.
You're very quiet. Just share a little bit about yourself, please.
I am the founder of the Mankinder movement. The Mankinder ministry is a 508c1a church ministry devoted to save mankind and our family of species. So I'm totally in harmony with you, brother. You're doing amazing things. How's my sound?
Better now.
Much better. Thank you.
Thanks.
And do you want to share a little bit? You're a filmmaker. You know, give us some of the nuts and bolts of you beyond the ethos of Michael, please.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. When I escaped Chicago in March of 1998 and moved to Hollywood in my naive belief that I could work within that system, I was calling myself an actor, filmmaker, photographer, designer, singer, and swordsman, because I am. Now I just say movement co-leader, but I could share more if apropos.
Okay, well, this is the nice thing of why I put up the threads for Telegram, WhatsApp, and Facebook, because we have ongoing discourse. We're weaving, we're getting to know each other. We're creating partnerships and collaborations and alliances that will go well beyond the event in 3 months. So again, thank you, Michael. Great to see you. I'm going to continue to go through the list. I want to welcome Deanna. Deanna actually lives in Crestone. She's my neighbor. I see her, and she's been doing amazing work. She actually is bringing a film to the event. So I want to welcome Deanna Sunstar to our production meeting today.
Hello, everyone. I just want to bow to all of you in deep gratitude for what you're bringing. And in regard to what I'm bringing, it's the result of 35 years of work with babies and certifying practitioners to teach families how to massage them, and seeing the formation of consciousness through the entry gates from spirit into form, starting at conception, gestation, birth, and bonding. And I learned that the unresolved wounding from those events turned into attitudes and behaviors in the personality. So our personality starts forming at our conception. So I stretched this out into a very logical talk and included with pre and perinatal understanding of infant psychology is tribal birth wisdom, which is mind-blowing. It's so beautiful. And so
I want to add to that, Deanna, too, that yesterday I was privileged to help hold space for the Grandmothers Council. And a big talk was about rites of passage and about trauma and a lot of these things. So again, we part of this regenerative cycle, obviously it starts before we're even born. It starts with our ancestral karma, our ancestral astrology.
Yes.
It comes into
Totally.
the time of conception. I know this is a big part of the work that Luciana is doing and educating people based on a lot of the traditional knowledge from the Kogi at the time of gestation, the time of birthing, how we birth, and of course the environment that we come into the world. So part of regeneration is, I mean, we're going literally, the work that we're doing is going and looking even at the human condition beyond we even are conceived. So again, we're bringing many pieces together, and I want to say there's a very specific story that's being told. That's why we call this a regenerative event for full spectrum change. So with that, since we're talking about that, I want to just parlay over a couple more people. I want to welcome my brother, Alan Fernandez. I actually have known Alan for a long time. We met in California. He was doing amazing work with regenerative medicine, and he's an incredible artist. And I just want to welcome to our Earthstock Summit Council today. So welcome, brother Alan.
Thanks, Michael. I'm Alan, and my interest is to listen and become more and more acquainted with the initiatives here that Michael's spearheading with a lot of people that are so competent and working in unity to advance progress. I was in regenerative medicine and stem cell for 11 years up till 2017. I have since partnered with a friend of mine, someone I've known for 14 years who was very familiar with Western medicine. He worked at Cedars-Sinai for 23 years, but for the last 7 years, he's been on the holistic side of medicine and set up the integrative health department at Cedars back in the day. So I have an interest in health and wellness, and I'm listening from that, opportunity, let's say, to be of service to people in the future as we move forward away from the dependency on the Western medicine and pharma and all of that, which isn't making people healthier. So that's healthcare in the future is of interest. That's what Marco's commitment is, and he's the pioneer through voice scanning, where you can scan your voice and put it against 33,000 biomarkers and come up with imbalances and such in the body and get a strategy for balancing the body and helping the body heal with its own innate healing powers. So I'm listening from the angle of health, and I identify actually as a painter. I moved into paint, so now I do art, but I'm a humanitarian at heart. So I also used to raise money for 30 years. So I listened to see where I might make a connection with bringing capital to support what we're doing.
Thank you so much. And I want to say I just got goosebumps. And it's interesting because, the native people that I've worked with, they said, oh, the colonial people, the Europeans say goosebumps. But here in our indigenous tradition, when we have that feeling of our nerves just kind of like flaring up and feeling that wave of electricity, they say it's us experiencing the growth of our new level of spiritual feathers. And that really ties into a lot of the teachings. I wanted to go and acknowledge, again, the amazing wisdom keepers that we have coming to the event, and every day more and more showing up. I want to mention Alan hit on a very important note, and I'm going to ask, we're almost done. So please be patient if you can hang in there. A closing for this group. We don't want to just throw paint on the canvas and run away. It takes every person's superpower to help create this dream team that's happening. I want to introduce Lisa Ayers, who I met through Shannon MacArthur, who actually helped us retool our, imagine this, invitation to support letter, because we're deep in it and every day the potential is growing. And I want to be very transparent and candid. We're looking for additional funding and support so we can continue growing Earthstock. On the website, there's a sponsorship and advertising page. We have a very practical, grounded, logistical platform and event production of how to garnish support. But, you know, the old paradigm of, you know, who's the headliner? It's like, well, you're the headliner. And we're all coming together in this sacred way. But to do that, it does take the support of resources. So I want to introduce someone who stepped up and helped to navigate the re-edits of the paperwork, which has actually been finished as of this morning. I want to welcome Lisa Ayers, who has many different skills that she's bringing to our community. So welcome, Lisa.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here and happy to help. Happy to help with editing and all that sort of administration work. Absolutely. I come to this, you're welcome, Tina. I come to this through Shannon as a healer. I have been working in energy healing for 25 years. I am an author of a book about energy healing and founder of Drawing Down the Moon System of Reiki. So I'm here to help in whatever way works and is needed. Yes, Shannon's my cheerleader. She did help me edit my book as well. So, because when we're deep in it, we don't see the errors or we think everyone thinks the same way we do. So it's always great to have, it's always great to have outside input. So I'm happy to be here and help.
Great, thank you. And then just to kind of ground again, I want to make sure everybody is registered if you have interest of presenting or volunteering, or even there are a couple areas of production that we are still, and again, Lisa really showed up like a rock star on a magic carpet to help polish off that letter. I'm going to ask her, there are some documents that we could be sharing right now that I'd love to share the invitation for support if possible in the chat. And I also want to invite Tina Marie, if she could share the letter, which is our invitation to participate. If you know people that should at least get an honorable invitation for the event, even if they don't decide not to participate. But now it's like, as of this morning, with the arrival of the hummingbird and the deer and the raising of the teepee and all the things we're doing, we're changing gears. So that's why I tell people, put on your quantum seatbelts, because we're about to go global right now and we're starting to promote. So the website will be fully populated. It is active right now. We are going to populate it with a good majority of the schedule. Also, for those who are on the call, I did put into the chat a little bit earlier some of the confirmations of presenters, of volunteers, and production staff. So I just want to continue to make sure that we're grounding all the potential in the field. I guess that's the blessing and curse of being a Taurus. I get this job, but I have to say I'm inspired. I can pull 18-hour days and somehow feel rejuvenated and regenerated. So it's amazing. And all of you, again, we're doing this through that spirit of collaboration. What's also exciting, I just wanted to mention that Chief Phil just put out the 10 guiding principles for Indigenous peace movement and also on Unity Earth. These are all the documents and things that we're going to be sharing on the community threads, because like Felipe said, it's hard to really weave when we try to have a very limited, respectful time during the week. So with that, I want to introduce someone that I just met, and I think she's still on the call. She's in Australia, and she knows who she is, but she's doing an amazing project in Australia. And she just showed up and said, hey, we're here. Let me help ground Australia and bring some of our regenerators to the event. So Helen, are you still here?
Yeah, g'day, Michael. G'day, everyone. Yeah, hi. It's so great to be here and to meet everyone. My name is Helen McCosker. I live in New South Wales in Australia, I am so deeply honoured to be initiated as an auntie, a member of the grandmother law in Australia. And grandmother law is all about sharing the wisdom and knowing that when the grandmothers are heard, the land will be healed. So this is really, really important. And as an initiated auntie, this is the coming together of the grandmothers. It is a sovereign supreme law above all other law in Australia. So it's very significant. So I would love to bring my network of grandmothers and aunties to this event and to bring into the community. I'm also a member of Dr. Vandana Shiva's Global Diverse Women for Diversity in India, headquartered in Rome. I was over in India last year, so I would also like to bring their amazing network together to this beautiful movement. I'm also honoured to be a dear friend of Uncle Lewis Walker, who opened the 2021 Unity Earth with Chief Bill Lane, and I've actually invited him to come to see if he could actually come with me to Colorado, which I'm going to be.
Yes. Oh.
Unfortunately, he can't come, but he said that he's very happy to come online with and meet you all online, particularly his dear love of Phil Lane, Chief Phil Lane. So I spoke to him this morning, so that's really cool. And I also the co-founder of a charity called Carbonate.
Your mic cut off, Helen.
Sorry. Yeah, we teach, so I'm the co-founder of a charity called Carbonate. We teach farmers about regenerative agriculture, and we've got the most extraordinary project that we want to launch in Colorado, and it's our totem project, our global totem project. And we've also got a documentary film. And if I may, Michael, if we've got time, introduce my dear co-founder, best friend, Kelly Jones, who is on here, and she can just briefly speak also. She and I both going to come to Colorado, and we would love to present and speak in Colorado. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Helen's co-founder. I'm going to say hello. I think Helen's summed it up pretty well there. So I'm really honored to be here, and I'm enjoying listening to everyone speak today. So hello.
Fantastic. So I just want to say, Grandmother Gail, who is helping to anchor and facilitate the Grandmothers Council. What happened? I've been in support, but it's also everybody is kind of taking their staff of their hoop. So I would ask you if you could connect through this call or share information with Grandmother Gail. I don't want to sign her up, but I just want to make sure that we start to connect the dots, because she is one of the anchoring people of that Grandmothers Council, along with Nan Claudia, along with Patricia White and Minnie, and it's always involving, and also with Marshall Willardson. So I will say, as we come together in the spirit of unity, the most important part of that is honoring the diversity and the various perspectives that we all bring to this weaving of the sacred hoop. I like to really bring that message of common ground and solutions to the forefront with this event. We know we have differences. Do I want to spend my time debating differences? I don't. Do I want to get involved with divisiveness right now? I don't. Some people do, and I honor whatever part people play in this sacred process of regeneration right now. But I just want to say, as we come into these groups and have these meetings, let's continue to look at the common ground. Let's look at how we can create solutions. And again, like you just said, Helen, amazing. The voice of the grandmothers is directly tied to the mending of the hoop and the healing of the sacred circle and our relationship to the land, as is giving the wisdom keepers an important seat of respect, honoring our indigenous communities, and all of us, whatever area we work with within the regenerative hoop, that we're all coming together to weave together. So I am so excited because we met the other day and you've already knocked like 5 or 6 things out of the park that was on our ultimate wish list. And I want to say, make sure that you're part of the Asia, Australia hub, which Haidai and other people from that region are in. And I want to just, speaking about traditional knowledge and women, I don't know if she's able to actually speak. I know there's connectivity issues, but I wanted to go back to if we can just get a word and acknowledgement for our sister Luciana in Colombia right now, working with the Kogi Council and all the amazing work that she does with birthing and nodes of light and all the knowledge that she's bringing to our group. Are you there? I see you're there, Luciana. Can you come on for a moment? Okay, well, we at least want to acknowledge Luciana. So we're almost done. So I'm going to go through the list. I see we have Kelly Jones, Alan. I would just say we also Heidi McClure, and there's also a couple new people here. So I'm just going to open up the floor and put the talking stick in the middle for anyone who hasn't spoken yet. And then we just want to have a couple minutes for any questions. But again, right now, these meetings are really about onboarding, connecting you, getting you registered into the ecosystem, especially since we're now becoming manifest. We're now putting the building blocks, the schedule, the timing. So time is of the essence. And I also want to say, based on what Helen said, we do have Colorado College where we can be showing and curating films. So with that, the talking stick goes into the center. And please, if you haven't spoke, we invite you to come forth and let your voice be heard and share your work and your project or your superpower with the group.
Michael, before we do that, can I just speak a little bit about the letter shared?
Please.
Hi, everyone. I've shared in the chat box a PDF. This is a donation request, and it's meant to be introduced. It's written as if you have already introduced the concept and Michael as a person to the person that you're sharing the PDF with. So when you email it, you'll email it saying, this is what we spoke about. Please go ahead and open up the PDF and learn more. So I've shared it there. This is, again, just a request for donations. Invitation is a separate document, which I think Tina shared. All right, I will step back.
Great, thank you again, Lisa. And we do want to say we do have an official 501c3 nonprofit, and if the event actually generates surplus, we're actually right now part of the council, the grandmothers, the wisdom keepers, and others. We're already looking at projects that need support. So again, this is just an initiation point. It's not just a one-off event. So thank you, Lisa. And again, any other lions in our roundtable that want to step up and introduce yourself, please feel free at this time.
Michael, I've already spoken, but I'm wondering if you can report to this group on your discussions with Kelly Lavelle of Yunga.
Yes, I can. Thank you. I just want to make sure before we go into questions and we do a little more deeper dive, is there anyone here who hasn't had a chance to speak?
I can speak, Michael, if you'd like.
Please, can you come on camera if you like? Thank you.
I'm trying to come on camera. I don't know why it doesn't let me on camera.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe my camera's off. I'm not sure. I can't figure that out. Oh, there it goes.
There you
Okay.
are.
I figured it out. So hi, my name is Heidi. I'm also known as Aza. And I just wrote a book. I'm going to show you the book. It's called Unite and Thrive, 11 Ascension Tools for the Sacred Warrior. I am very much committed to creating the new world. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a dancer, and I've been studying dance and movement all my life. And I am very excited about how that can be used in the new world, how important the arts are, and healing using the arts. I'm a dance movement therapist, and I also practice psychodrama and art therapy and hypnotherapy and Reiki and massage therapy and all of their various alternative therapies. And I have put in an application to do a workshop called Primal Connections at the summit in Colorado, where we're combining those things I just said is movement and body work and healing and ritual. I'm very much interested in ritual is something we've lost that's really important for us to regain and call back into our consciousness and our lives, because I feel like a lot of the things that markers that take us from birth to adulthood to, marriage and all these things have been become unsacred, and we need to sacredize them again, if that's the right word. And that's all I want to share for today. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, you hit the nail on the head. That was a big part of our conversation, yet that so much of the world, maybe in some cultures not, but have lost these rites of passage. So I'm excited because we have 100 presenter registrations to go through now, and we start to get granular about the arrangements. So I want to welcome our brother. I see that he's here. I want to welcome Nadim Chowdhury, who I met through the Mother Tree Festival, which was in Crestone, where at this point we are inoculating the entire mycelial network here and doing sound activations and preparing the land to help greet all of you. So welcome, Nadim.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everybody. I'm broadcasting from New York City as well. I'm in the Bronx. So Heidi, I heard that you're in Brooklyn, so would love to connect with you further and have elaborated discussions on some of our visions and how we can potentially co-create together, along with everyone else, of course. So I'm on the verge of just finishing up my children's book, and I'm hoping to have some copies, physical copies, as I come to the summit and am there in the flesh physically, so I can share some of that work with you all. Yeah, everything that Michael has been saying through the group chats, I'm in complete alignment with. I do feel like this is such a pivotal time in our history, and I also feel like there's no middle ground. It's either it's going to be the end of the world, or we're going to be starting a brand new world. And I'm interested in the latter, and I'm sure you all are interested in the latter as well. And so let's go ahead and co-create this together, and wish to see you all in the flesh at the summit. And if not, I'm sure we'll connect in spirit.
Great. Thank you so much. Good to see you, brother. Alhamdulillah. Amazing. I do want to acknowledge Tina Marie before we go into a few questions and a closing. Thank you, Gail. I just want to go back to Tina Marie, who is helping to weave all of these strands together into something coherent. So is there any last questions you had, Tina Marie? Any other things that people should know? We have our platforms for onboarding, we have the registration, and we're sending out MOUs. So any other things? Welcome back, Tina.
Thank you, Michael. So yeah, there's just a few people that are new that did not send me their email, name, and phone number. So if you're still here and you can do that, if you've already given that to me, then I don't need it. And I also wanted to say my apologies for the letter to participate. For whatever reason, the link isn't sharing. Whenever I put it into my address bar, it brings it up, but of course mine is downloaded, so I need to figure that out. And but all of you have been emailed, that I have your emails, have been emailed with both of the letters with it. So thank you so much, Michael.
Absolutely. So I do want to not just fizzle out the meeting, but I want to have an appropriate ending. But I wanted to address, again, Mitchell Gold and Felipe from Gaia Union. I met both of them at the Synthesis Gathering in the Yucatan of Mexico, another Power Spot hub in December of 2012. But thank you, Dana, so much for the opening. And I just want to let you know that we're going to talk in the next couple of days, and you are part of the ground team of the 25 people we have committed to. I also wanted to say, I put in there, many people are arriving days before the event. So at this point, we have accommodations starting the Wednesday before the event for production and some key people, presenters, and some wisdom keepers. And of course, the event starts on Monday. So I just wanted to put that out, that all of the stage is being set here to welcome the production team. And now I just have to go through all of the presenter registrations and get very granular about what that is. So thank you, Dana, for your consistent showing up and all the beauty and the sound and the magic that you're bringing to Earthstock. And like we said, we're going to give you a space within the, I will say, if you haven't checked, the main event is between Colorado College, where we have a media lab, and also the Naropa Institute, what was called Blazing Mountain. It was the Dharma Center of Chogyam Trungpa, where we can accommodate about 125 people with 3 meals a day in catering. And then we have a myriad of other options: teepee villages, eco villages. You can camp out for free. You can rent houses. So you can stay at the hot springs. We have a myriad of accommodations that are on the website available. And I would just ask Tina Marie if you could post that again briefly, just the general Earthstock Summit.com website. But everyone calls me and says, there's nothing on the schedule. We're going public this week. So we know that. And thank you for, helping me be in check to do the best efficient job that I can do, helping to work with the team of logistics. I also want to just acknowledge Nan Claudia, who's done an amazing job doing outreach to bring in other wisdom keepers and presenters, and all of you. Like we are co-creating this together. So it's been really an incredible inspiration and honor to just be at service at this level. So with that, I just want to answer briefly, because many of you have put real effort into the event. And recently, Mitchell Gold connected me with Kelly Lavelle from Yunga. And Yunga is an amazing organization. I won't go way into it, but we were talking about some of the cornerstones of Earthstock is a Wisdom Keepers Council, giving the Wisdom Keepers and Indigenous elders a place of respect. I want to acknowledge our brother Hector Benton from Mexico, also Marcelo Zaduni from Bolivia, of course, Nan Claudia, grandmother Gail Thomas, and others that are part of this emerging Wisdom Keepers Council in support of others like Luciana Calibre and others that we're calling. I mean, we all have wisdom. This is very much about people holding traditions and initiations and these things, but the people who are the wisdom weavers and the bridges helping to support that council of people. But the grandmothers, the wisdom keepers, and the youth, the ones who inherit all the effort that we're doing right now to actually give them a world to live in, the 7th generation. And we were talking about how we got to start building this youth council. Well, through the brilliance of Mitchell Gold and the UN Office of the Future, we connected with Kelly Lavelle, who has an organization, Yunga, with youth in almost every country of the world that are doing sustainability projects. If you're interested, you can go to regenmediatv.com. I have about 25 interviews I've done with some of the people presenting at Earthstock over the last couple of weeks, but you can get to know people. And I know we're busy and it might not make any sense, but Kelly is a force of nature. She has kind of created her own global youth United Nations of sustainability solutionaries. So she is going to be involved in the event. She'll be presenting, and we're going to give her part of Monday, which is to focus on women and youth, which tend to be the voices of some of the oppressed. And to bring the balance, we're going to start the whole first day with that. So I wanted to acknowledge that we've had a great conversation and interview, and Kelly is coming in with her hoop, her hub, and her superpowers into the sacred hoop of this Earthstock gathering and summit. So again, if you
could I add a point that you left
please,
out?
Please.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is why I brought you two together. Kelly Lavelle has a digital currency that is already operational with its own platform in service of our work. It's called the BTGX, Bridge the Gap X, BTGX. And in that way, we will be able to deliver the BTGX coin globally to youth around the world, so everybody will have, by way of volunteering their time, they will be earning a BTGX coin, which can be used. So we will be creating a global currency that is in service to Earthstock. And keeping that in mind, I have taken on a title that I used to have, and I have not had it for many, many years. I'm a lone arranger. I'm going to be looking at every project that comes through and look at how much money they need and see how much I can arrange to support their activity.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mitchell. And I want to say you also connected us with Adam Stewart, who I've been in communication from Playa del Carmen, who's starting a volunteer token for people who volunteer for nonprofits. And he's partnering that with actual organizations and businesses around the world that will accept that. And also, I want to acknowledge Maureen Edwardson, connecting me with Steve Haggart, who's been doing consulting with the Damanhur Project, who's a curator of like 30 different regenerative technologies. So again, the call is going out, and the amazing people who are changing, who are doing the projects. And when we weave together, we can support each other in this incredible diversity. I've also spoke with Mark, who works with Steve, who has Earth Ledger. So I don't want to try to cram too much into this call, but the thing is, these solutionaries, these platforms are all coming together. I see Gaia Union just made a comment too. The idea of circular governance, circular economy, the idea of sacred reciprocity, of energy equity, and we have to continue to weave together. So is there any last questions or thoughts before people start dropping off? Because I want to just have a very bring it back to kind of our heart and really activate the peaceful, silent aspect of all of our connection. But I just want to make sure, if there's any other questions, please register, please email, get in the communication, because we are finalizing the schedule, and continue with the reach out. And I just want to put this out as like a mantra right now. For instance, last week I was in Sedona, and I had a conversation there with a friend of mine who just got 400 acres to start a global healing center. And he works with quantum technologies. So we had a conversation. After that conversation, he pledged $10,000 of support to the Earthstock Summit. I want to not underemphasize the importance that we need resources to be able to continue to expand the logistics, the potentiality. I would love to be able to bring, 100, 200 people here where it's not such a financial hardship. So I just wanted to speak practically to the need of resources. We've also been in touch with amazing people that we've met through Carol Sue, our sister, who's doing the Jungle Jam project in Belize, that's collaborating with her. We've also talked with Patricia White. We now are in communication with the Pachamama Alliance. So again, everything is weaving together. I want to say we're not trying to be the network of networks. We're just trying to help cultivate connectivity. And in that sacred reciprocity, I liken it to the tree of life. Everybody's watering their branch, taking care of their silo, mending their hoop, getting prepared for this great convergence. But it's the time that we come together, we all water the root of the tree. Because if we water our common ground, if we water the spiritual unity that connects us, the tree will bear the fruit on all the branches that will bring the highest level of potentiality to all of us. The time of struggling, of hardship, of all the odds, it might not be totally over, but again, in this great unity, we have great responsibility, and we have great ability and power to regenerate everything that needs this message. And we all had plenty of time to sit around for a few years during the global reset to reconsider our priorities. So with that, any last thoughts or questions? And then we're going to do our closing. And thank you everyone for your patience and your participation just to show up here today. Any last questions or thoughts?
Again, it's Mitch again. I'm sorry to take up so much airtime, but I think that the Sunday 11/11 broadcast of Avalon Riviera Maya this last weekend on May 26th was such a special broadcast that if you can only hear 10 minutes of it, pick the middle 10 minutes, because that's really other dimensional. It connects us to the cosmos. And I say this without reservation, that everyone should delve into that sound and that vibration, because ultimately the thing that connects us is vibration, the vibration, vibration of love.
Thank you so much, Mitchell. And I do want to say any of these links that can be shared in the group. I also want to clarify something. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we started the Alliance for Regenerative Communities. It's just like a little chat on a few platforms, again, Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp. People are chatting, but nothing was really cultivating. So again, it's like right now the whole mycelial web of all of our connections are being activated. So again, I want to invite, I wanted just to give honor to another one of our wisdom keepers in the room, Nan Claudia, to do a closing. But before...
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you to all of you for being here present. I give thanks to the Great Spirit. I thank you, Mother Earth, Great Goddess. I thank you. I thank you for the strength and your blessings on all our ways. I thank you for all our experiences in the past, all present, and all that will follow. I thank you for the help through inspiration and intuition. May you honor yourself in me, in people, in nature, and in all worlds and everything alive. I thank you and I give the blessing today. Strength and power be it always. In the heart, love, light, and blessings. In unity and joy along life. Blessed be the way behind us. Blessed be the way ahead of us. Blessed be the earth below us. Blessed be the heavens above us. Blessed are the sacred elements within us. And may the power of the earth give us strength. May the power of the fire continue to give us love. May the power of the water make us feel. May the power of the air bring clarity. Our children are blessed. And as a human family, let us be a blessing to all worlds, as sisters and brothers under the same sky. White ways in unity with love and fire. Many blessings. Maltios, Maltios, thank you.